First of all, I'd like to say congratulations on being part of the Black Youth Leadership Project. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for you to learn the legislative process. Our job here at the Senate desk, that's its nickname, is the desk, is to be the stewards of the legislative process. We process, record, and validate all legislation that the senators introduce in a given two-year session or the biennium session. We take a bill, we introduce the bill, it becomes public, it gets automated, it's in the automated systems. You can look at it online the following day and read the entire bill. Committees will report the measures out as they hear them. You'll be involved in the committee process. They report them to the desk, whether it be a due pass or a due pass as amended, and then the bill moves on to second reading and third reading. As you go through your day during the program, you'll come to the Senate floor and you'll see and be a part of a floor session. That's the opportunity where the bill gets to be debated on the floor, when you get to have the pros and cons and pass it out of the House.
As the Chief Clerk, I am one of 3 non-member elected officers that has the opportunity to work for the legislature. And as the elected non-member officer of the Assembly, I have the responsibility of overseeing a staff of 30 individuals, and our main function is to make sure that the legislative process runs smoothly. When you participate in the Black Youth Leadership Project, also known as the BYLP, you will have the opportunity to participate in mock committee hearings and mock floor sessions and really get a sense for how the legislative process functions. If you were ever given the opportunity to serve in the California Assembly, members vote on over 5,000 bills in a 2-year session. Again, congratulations on being selected to serve in the Black Youth Leadership Project. It will afford you an opportunity to really learn how laws are made here in the California Assembly. I first started off as an Assembly Fellow after graduating from law school, and I never dreamed that I would have the opportunity to have a front row seat to see how the process works. Any one of you could be sitting here down the road, and I encourage all of you not only to participate in the Black Youth Leadership Project, but embrace the opportunity to get an education, because education is the key to success.
I would like to welcome all participants and congratulate you on participating in the Black Youth Leadership Project Open House. We welcome you and we look forward to working with you when you arrive. I've had the opportunity to work in the Chief Clerk's office since 1993, and in that time frame I've grown and developed professionally, and I've had many roles. I was the first female reading clerk for the Assembly, as well as the first African American woman to be Assistant Chief Clerk and Minute Clerk. It's an honor to be the first at times, but it's also a challenge, and that's why I want to encourage you to all to stay on top of your education and to continue your education as far as you would like to go and can go, because ultimately that is what's going to lead to your success and allow you to succeed in whatever endeavor you choose. While here, you'll have the opportunity to participate in a mock floor session. During the mock floor session, my role here within the Chief Clerk's office is to manage the operations at the Assembly desk. With that, I oversee the introduction and processing of bills through the entire legislative process, from introduction all the way through amendments, as well as when bills are voted on the floor. And under the direction of Dotson Wilson, the Chief Clerk, and myself, there are 3 key publications that are published in our office. They are the Daily File, which is the agenda, and you too will have a mock agenda, a mock file for your use to show the bills that you will have the opportunity to discuss and debate in committee as well as on the floor. A daily journal, which is the official record of the Assembly, showing all official communications between the Assembly, the Senate, as well as messages from the governor. And then we also have our history, which shows every bill that's introduced in the 2-year session and all actions taken on all of those bills, which initially starts out hard copy, but also makes that information available electronically, both internally as well as externally on legislative info through the World Wide Web. While here, you will vote in the Assembly. We vote electronically. However, we will ask that you vote by raising your hand. So when we get to that point on those bills, we ask that you raise your hands up high and keep them high until we have had the opportunity to count to give an official tally on the various records. official bills that have been taken up. We also encourage you to engage in the debate process. There are no wrong statements here. We are all here to support you. And also it's an opportunity for you to learn and grow and step a little bit beyond actions that you're accustomed to doing in your day-to-day life as you participate in the legislative process, which hopefully you will do in your future.
The Speaker of the Assembly serves as the leader of the Assembly. He or she is also in charge with presiding over the Assembly during the floor sessions of its proceedings. In this role, you will be charged with keeping order and decorum in the House. Your role as Speaker will be much the same, a few exceptions. Historically, the Speaker is elected by a majority vote of the members. In your case, you'll be elected by a majority vote of your peers and/or BYLP administrator. One thing you want to keep note of is during debate from the dais, as the Speaker, you will not be able to participate in debate. You will instruct the reading clerk on when to read the bill, the title of the bill. Again, it's your job to keep order and decorum. Don't be afraid to use the gavel if it gets too noisy. I'm here to answer any questions and to assist you any way that I can. Sincerely hope this is an enjoyable experience for you. Look forward to working with you and hope to see some of you in these seats in years to come. Thank you and enjoy your time here.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the participants for being selected for, I believe it's the 13th annual BYLP Open House. It's definitely an honor to be able to come out here and partake of this event in Assembly Chambers. As reading clerk, I am essentially responsible for reading the titles of the bills to satisfy the constitutional requirement for Assembly bills being read 3 times before final passage. I'm also responsible for operating the voting system. All of my duties are done under the direction of the presiding officer, which David, in your case, will be David. He will be assisting you with that. Just some essential duties that you'll have during the mock session will be reading the titles of bills. That will be your main duty. You won't be operating the voting system because we'll be taking votes by hand, but you will be receiving your directions under the presiding officer, whoever that may be. I'm not sure how many bills you'll be taking up, but I assume that there'll be a different reading clerk for every single bill, and I will be up there to assist you in your duties. So if this videotape does not answer all the questions, I can help you while you're here too.